Hey everyone, Chris here at Melrose T-Tops. We're going to be doing a quick install video on late 86 through 96 Corvette roofs. We have a full-length video as well that I will put a link in below. So 84 through early 86 we're going to cover in a separate video. I'll include that link below. These two are installed basically in the same fashion. The only difference is that you got front hardware is a little different. The first or the second design, which covers late 86 through 88, looks like this plate, and 89 through 96 has just a triangular plate. All right, a couple things before we get going here. Leave your protective film on. If you want to inspect the roof when you get it, just do half of it at a time, peel it off, lay it over, take a look at your roof, repeat the process on the other side. Next, you're going to want to make sure all your mounting hardware is completely loose and moving around freely, because you're going to have to move that in the car to get the bolt started. So you got the two front locator plates, and then you got your rear locator brackets. You're going to want to loosen up the outer bolts that attach this locator bracket to the roof frame itself. You're going to need your install ratchet, which is a T40. If you don't have one of these, just go to your local box store and get yourself a T40 Torx drive. It's going to have a decent extension on it so you can get up into the headliner. Lastly, make sure your car is fairly flat. You know, you don't have one tire parked in a hole in the yard or something like that, because these cars will twist a little bit, which will skew that windshield frame. All right, let's get going here. All right, so the roof's on the car. If it is sticking up when you first put it on there, it's just these gaskets being fresh on the side. They need to shrink and compress and just start fitting to the car, which is going to happen slowly over the first couple months of use. For now, you're going to have to physically push it down and back to get these rear bolts close enough so they grab and start back here. So if you have to, get somebody to help hold that down and back so you can get these bolts started. Once your center bolt's tight, go ahead and tighten up your outer bolts. Do this on both sides before proceeding to the front. And then the back is done. You don't have to worry about the back anymore during this procedure. All right, so we're back up front. First things first, you got to get these front bolts started. You may have to physically move these plates around in order to get this bolt started. Once you get it started, you want to leave enough room that you can get a pencil up in here and mark where these plates are sitting. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the roof back off, line up these marks, tighten the plates down, and the roof should be all adjusted. So GM's method was a little more invasive. They wanted you to drop this entire plastic trim panel. To do that, you got to drop the rear view mirror and the visor on both sides, and then everything would hang down. The wires from the rear view mirror and the visors would hold everything kind of up, and then you could tighten up these bolts through the windshield mounting plate. And then reinstall everything and be on your way. The pencil marking method is a lot less invasive. Usually works on the first try every time, and it's a lot faster. Okay, we got the roof back off the car. We got our marked our plates inside the vehicle. We're gonna reline up our lines. Sorry about the lighting issues here. Yeah, it's nice to have a third hand at this point. I'm gonna have to probably pause the video. We'll try this real quick. All right, pausing. Okay, so we got the front plates tightened up, lined up with our marks that we made inside the car. We're gonna put it back on the car now, and you should be good to go. Now, when you put these things on, you always want to tighten the back first. You want to get the back bolts in, draw the roof tightened all the way back. Otherwise, if you try to do the front bolts first, the roof's probably going to be too far forward. Your bolts are, you're going to just sit there fighting, trying to get them in a hole. Back bolts, tighten back, then front bolts down. Okay, roof's back on the car. Tighten our rears on both sides. Stevie. Tighten the rears, both sides. And then go up to your front. And that's it. The roof is now adjusted.